What is going on, everybody? My name is Nathan Payne. If you don't know who I am, I've been wholesaling for about 6 years now, and I love hopping on phone with sellers. I love negotiating, love talking to people. So that's what we're going to be doing on today's call. Again, if you don't know who I am, I've done several deals, and my goal is to help you guys close more deals because that's why we're in this real estate space. Is we want to help people succeed, we want to help people win. We don't want to just do every deal. We want to do the deals that make sense for us and the seller, whether you're working with agents, wholesalers, or direct to seller. It doesn't matter. You want to find the common ground where everybody wins. That's how you succeed and you feel good about what you do. So that's me. What we're doing today is I'm going to show you guys my process with batch leads, how I look at deals before I call, if I do a deep analysis or not, and how my conversation goes. We're going to try and get some sellers on the phone. I got some leads that we can call, and I'm going to take you through that process. And that's the plan for today's call. And the promise, as always, is I'm showing you exactly what I do, and I'm going to make some calls. Okay. So this isn't just me flapping my gums and saying, hey, this is what I used to work, blah blah blah. Like, a lot of people, you're never really sure if people are talking like they actually know what they're doing. So I figure, why not show you? Why not show you what I do so you can determine for yourself if this guy's full of crap or if he's got a good process. So let's check it out. And if you're watching this live, I appreciate you. Go ahead, leave a comment, say, hey, what's up? I love to network with people. I love to JV. I love to do deals all over the country. So potentially maybe I got a deal that you could help me out with, or I have a deal I could help you out with. Who knows? All right. And check out our done for you service at painlessflipping.com, how we help people out. If they are scared to help on that phone, or if they don't know what to do, we help you with our done for you service. So anyway, let's dive right in, everybody, and throw in some comments. I'd love to interact. And if you want to like this, that'd be nice too. Okay. So more people can see it. So anyway, I want to let you guys know. So we got this incoming lead. This is a Facebook lead. And I'll tell you right now that I do not dive into deals that deep before I call the seller, mainly because you don't know if they're going to answer. When you're calling someone, even if they fill out a form, you don't know if you're catching them eating dinner. You don't know if they're, jogging on a treadmill. You don't know what's going on. So for me, to do a deep analysis, it not really necessary. I don't ever really do that. If anything, this is batch leads. All I do is I type in the address. I look at where it is, just location wise, because sometimes you get leads from places you're like, I don't even care if that person's super motivated. It's going to be hard to fix and flip it if I'm going to flip that myself or wholesale it, whatever you want to do. This is in Deltona, Florida, so it's obviously very heavily populated. You already know if it's heavily populated, there's going to be some flippers out there. That's just how it is. But I just type in the address. I can click right here and get more information. Now, the reason why I can't show you on my screen on my computer, because I'm on YouTube and they're going to say, hey, you're showing too much good info. Can't do it. So this is the most I would do. I would just check to see if the person who fill out the form, if they really are who they said they are. And I'd go to comparables and I'd say, okay, what is it looking like in this area? Just a quick glance. And it does give you kind of an estimated value of what it thinks it's worth. And you can see other homes have sold in the area, sold. Ones are for sale. That's it. I'm not going to go too much in depth because I could call this guy. He could be like, hey, sold it yesterday. Okay. So don't get too crazy. I know a lot of people that get stuck in analysis paralysis. They're just like, well, I got to make sure I know everything. I hear you. I've heard it. I get why you feel that way. Not necessary. Just make the call. Okay. And before I make this call, let's see. I got some comments coming through. Glad to be here. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I know the last part's Kelly. Is it Chate? Chate? Man, I feel terrible that maybe I might be mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry. Chate. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. Let's make some calls. Let's see how it goes. So right here, let's call this seller and see how he's doing. See, I hope he's doing well. Hope he's doing swell. Okay, so right here, his name's good old Jeff. Okay. Let's see. So I'm just looking at my CRM, guys. If you don't have a CRM, it's okay. You don't necessarily need one, but it is nice to have a CRM once you start getting multiple leads, because it will get difficult to manage everything. All right, let's give him a call. And what do I always tell everybody? I say, you got to just be prepared to call 3 times. Why? Because when I get a call from a number I do not know, I don't answer it because I'm like, I don't know who the heck this is. This could be a scammer. Could be someone trying to scam me. But yeah, so just always be prepared. Now, 3 might be excessive, 2 at least. Okay. And then if they don't answer, you're going to throw them into a sequence. If you have a CRM that's going to follow up with them, and you're going to send a text and a voicemail and an email. You know why? Because you paid a lot of money for these leads. If you are doing pay per lead, you did pay some money. You need to be able to get a hold of these people, especially if they fill out your form. Now, if you're cold calling or texting, that's still important to get a hold of them. But anyway, it's a little different. Okay, so if he does not answer, I'll kind of give you an idea of what I would have done, and then we'll call somebody else. Shate. I hope I'm saying it right. This dude, Jeff, come on, Jeff, let's freaking go. Okay, I told you.
Hello.
Hi, Jeff, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, sorry to bother you at the moment. I just got your information from a website saying that you wanted to sell, so I was calling to see if you had any time to chat right now.
That I wanted what?
That you were interested in selling your property in on 1819 in Deltona. Oh, you already sold it?
Yep.
Congratulations. Did you sell it to a cash buyer or did you just list it?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, what'd you sell for? I'm just curious because maybe I could have paid a little bit more. Who knows?
318.
Wow, that's an excellent price right there. Good job. All right, Jeff. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
Look at that, everybody. That was terrible, by the way. I'll admit that was just, he shook me. I was not prepared for that one. He did answer on the third call. I told you it works. Sounded like he was watching TV. He's probably like, forget this guy. I'm getting tons of calls. But 318. Okay, guys, let's take a look at this. The reason why I didn't like push back too much on that is because I did take a quick look at this. And the estimated value is 319. So if he says he sold it for 318, no, he didn't. He probably sold it to someone that doesn't know what they're doing. They're going to try and get them down. Okay. So, because if it is a cash buyer, they can't pay retail. One thing I can show you, since I can't show you batch leads, I'm going to show you guys Zillow. All right. Let me pull this up. This is important for you guys to know. So when you should follow up or not, because he's like I said, he's like, nah, I sold it. No, you didn't, bro. There's no way. There's no way someone's paying retail for cash, but he could just be trying to get me off the phone, right? Because he's probably getting several calls like this. Okay. So you guys are going to love this. You're going to love it. Let me show you. You're going to love this picture. Let me, where the heck is my screen share? Here it is. Okay, guys, check this out. He said he sold it for 318. The thing, estimate is 318 for cash. I doubt it. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you guys why I doubt that. Let's see. So this is, if you zoom in, it usually takes you to where the property's at. So we can just go right here and see what houses are for sale in this area. Let's see. Let's draw. It doesn't seem like there's that many that are for sale right now. Apply. Let's see. I got to take off my filters. Hold on. Reset all filters. Okay. Okay. Now there's a lot of houses for sale for sure. So he's got a 3-2. And we're going to just go. It's a house. My gosh, that's quite a bit of homes right there, everybody. So we can just zoom in. Okay, so let's see. So 319. This house is selling on the MLS. Okay? It doesn't look like it's rehabbed necessarily. It's clean. Okay, so that's 319. That's kind of similar to his. Let's see if there's anything else. 318. Let's see. He might have. I might have just been slow to the draw, everybody. 318. Because these houses kind of suck. Let's see. Is this a rehab property? Come on. You give me more pictures than that. No more pictures than that. Okay, is this remodeled? Not really. Maybe so, everybody. Maybe you're right. I just call. Maybe I need to follow up on that though, because I still think 318 is high, and I'll show you guys why. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so here is, yeah, I wouldn't say flip, but I would say nice. Like it's clean. 370, 398. Okay, looks decent. So I'm just gonna put his property in there just to kind of get the idea. His 3.2. Okay, his is a lot smaller than some of the ones that are selling. But let me check it out one more time, because he might be on that water, and that water might be, well, he is. It looks like he is on that water right there. And that might be getting him some extra juice on his property. But still, okay, let's see. Well, this is on that water. Maybe that water ain't that, well, there's that piece of land. Let's see. I wouldn't say if you're on the water, it gets you like that much more. Let's see, 3.2. Look at this one. This one's bigger than his. It's got a pool. And these prices are kind of all over the place, huh, guys? It's kind of a little wild. 490. But that just sounds crazy out there. Let's see. And this is just so much less. Okay. So let's just go with what we're seeing. I'm seeing like an average of like 400,000 for properties like this. So I would just go to my calculator and say, okay, if I flip this property, what could I make at 318? Because that's really what it comes down to, whether you're gonna flip it yourself or wholesale it. So let's say this thing is worth 400,000. Okay. And he says 318 too. So let's say it's a medium. Most homes are medium rehabs, even if like they're decent condition. It just requires like a medium rehab most of the time, because you usually got to redo the kitchens and the bathrooms to get top dollar. Okay, so this is saying on a 1,500 square foot home, it'd be 36,000. Usually it comes out more than that, but let's just go with that. So if I wanted to make $10,000 on this wholesale deal, and I got it at 318, I wholesaled it to a flipper, and it took him 5 months to flip it. He had to pay all those hard money costs. He's going to lose money at that deal. And if I flip it myself, I'm going to make $5,000 at 318. So it's tight. I already know it's tight because just looking at the information here, if they're going to flip it. Now, maybe the cash buyer's buying it to rent it. Who knows? What I would do in this situation, everybody, is I would follow up, because sometimes, a lot of people, they come in there and they're just like, yeah, we'll give you that. And they try, their strategy is to beat people up and negotiate them down. That's why I follow up and I just say, hey, remember me. So anyway, dang. Was I sharing the wrong page the whole time? Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. We don't see Zillow. It's your Facebook page. Guys, I'm sorry. I was sharing the wrong page. You want me to do it for you really quick? I'll do it for you guys really quick. One more time. Yeah, dang. I swear I was sharing the right page. My goodness. But I wasn't. All right, so check it out. So I basically go here. I check out the address. And I say, okay, where's my property located? It's a 3.2, 1,500 square feet. And so I go out here, say, okay, what other homes that are 3.2s under, let's see, square footage, max, we want to go 1750. Okay, so what are we looking at? These are homes that are under 2,000 square feet. You got 360, 319, 250, 330. You have to be aware that, these are further away from the water, so they're probably, the values aren't as much. But But like I said, he wanted 318, guys. He said a cash buyer wanted it. You can see this one pretty much been flipped 330. It's been on the market for 32 days, so it's not flying off the shelves. Yeah, it's hard for me to believe from the data I'm looking at that other than his being on the water that he's going to get much more than, you know, like 318. That's way too much in my opinion. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't flip it. So let's just say it's worth 400, even though the data is not really saying that it is. If you bought it, if you flipped it at 400, you got 318 and you flipped it, paid hard money costs, you paid your hold time, your interest on your money, and it was $36K to flip it, you'd make $5,000. Most rehabs are coming in more than that. So let's just say 50. So you're losing money. Now, if you want to wholesale this to somebody, they're losing major money. You'd have to get this thing at like 275 for this to make sense somewhat, right? If the numbers are correct. Like 260 would for sure be a deal, right? If you were to flip it yourself or bring it to somebody, because they'd make 11%. So that's hopefully that helped. Did you guys all see that? Shate, did you see that? I broke it down. I shared my screen the right way this time. So anyway, I called, and third ring he answered, and he was like, "Hey, what the heck do you want? I'm watching Matlock," or something like that. And you know, he already sold it. Okay, let's try somebody else. What do you guys think? Let's do it. Okay, let me make another call. Let's see. But I am looking at my CRM really quick, so give me a second. Might sell to neighbor, just looking for value. We need to be won't take less than 300K. So, okay, in the notes here, looks like a lead manager called and said that he was going to sell to his neighbor. So whether that's true or not, we'll follow up. All right, let's go to another one. We got Sandy. Let's call her up. Okay, let's give her a ring. Ring a ding ding. 581 523 7118. Okay. If you heard me saying that out loud, don't call my leads. Come on, unless you want to call them and give them to me, and they're teed up. That'd be good. All right, guys, check it out. What's the thing? My number, they don't know who I am. We call again. Shati.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Is it like shoddy, like that? Is that what it's like, Shoddy Kelly? Like, hey, shoddy, like the rap videos, or not close? Shati. Man, I hope I'm not messing the name up too bad, but I like it. It's a good name. It's new. I've never seen that name. I like it though. Okay, we're calling one more time.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay, I don't think she's hitting the end button every time. Maybe it's just straight. Her phone's not turned on or whatever. All right, let's do another one. Let's see. All right, we're calling Virginia. And like I told you guys, you can look at the deals, but I'd rather look at them as I'm talking to the seller or pull it up and dive in a little bit more later. I don't think it makes really sense to like dive too in depth if they're not going to you know, answer or yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. All right, here we go. This one just went straight to voicemail. Let's give it another shot.
Your call has been forwarded.
Come on, we're hitting it again. Okay, didn't. All right, so those are 3 leads I called. First, other two didn't answer, so we're gonna hit them with the text. And if we have their email, the cool thing about CRMs, guys, is the CRMs will automatically do it if you drop it into like a nurture sequence. And honestly, like that's necessary. I feel like that's really necessary these days, guys, because I feel like just contacting people, that is like half the battle. It's just getting on the phone with people and building that relationship. But just so you know what the process looks like, it's you call 3 times, you get a hold of them. If you don't, all good. And if you call them 30 times, they're most likely gonna be like, what do you want? So you got to be able to handle that. I kind of got flustered. I should have handled my own a little bit better. I'll be honest. I can do better, but sometimes I take my licks, and sometimes I get rocked a little bit, but I come back stronger than ever the next time. I don't really dive too much deep into the data before I get them on the phone. If I do, then I'm able to look. He said 318 on the first call. That's what this thing says it's worth. That's what Batch says it's worth. You look on Zillow, that's what it says it's worth. So doubt it. We'll follow up. And, next time, hopefully, be a little bit more prepared when he's watching TV and he's like, what do you want? I'll be like, hey, sir, I know you're busy watching TV, but you got a minute? I'll be better on that one. Does anyone that's watching this live have any questions? I'm definitely here to help. Definitely here to help. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Good to see you. Yeah. Any questions from Lisa? Shotty. However I say it. Any questions from my people? I know there's probably some people that are watching this live that I can't see your comments just because sometimes it doesn't come through on StreamYard. So it really depends where you're watching this from, which is kind of frustrating and annoying, but you can't control it. I can't control what StreamYard allows me to see. It's just a software, can't get upset at things you can't control. I've been reading a book, talks about why are you going to lose your cool on things you can't control? It makes no sense whatsoever. Don't do it. Only get frustrated at things that you can control. Like, man, I didn't wake up on time. That's my bad. I gotta do better. I gotta eat healthier. I gotta wear different clothes because I don't like the clothes I'm wearing. Like, those are things you can control. All right. I have a foreclosure. Want to help comp it or talk me about it. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you want to, I can do it right now and then I gotta go. I don't mind comping it for you, but for me, I think it's a sub 2, not a wholesale. So let me tell you about, anytime anyone brings me a deal or wants to talk to me about a deal, Lisa, I always want to know why the seller's selling. That's like, not so much about the house or the condition. That's important, right? Because there's motivation in that, but like, why? Because that really determines, like you just said, sub 2, subject to wholesale, fix and flip, novation. Like, that really depends where we take this. So if it's a foreclosure, if it's already been foreclosed on, that means that the bank owns it. So you really can't do much with those because then you got to just buy it directly from the bank, and you can't really wholesale or sub to a bank owned property unless you know some wizardry that I do not know. If it is in pre-foreclosure or notice of default, like it has not been foreclosed on yet, you would need to catch what they're behind. So let's say in attorney fees and what they haven't paid in the last 6 months, they're behind $20,000. You would have to catch that up to make their loan current, and then you would have to take over their payments. Okay. And the payments would have to be, the rent would have to be more than the payment, so you could cash flow and it would make sense. Or if you make millions of dollars and you're like, I don't care if I lose money, I can do it for tax benefits and breaks, then I knew a couple guys that make so much money that they need to, that they don't care necessarily, depends on the deal, if they're not cash flowing a lot or at all. But that's far and few between. And they say that, but I really doubt that they would pull the trigger on something that doesn't cash flow. Okay, let's see. Lost a job. Now it's rehard, has fallen so far behind. He doesn't have means to catch up. Okay, you got the auction 617. Okay, so this has not been foreclosed on. Good neighborhood, clean house. Okay, so how much is he behind, Lisa? By the way, everybody, I'm talking to Lisa on the live. She's giving me some information on the property. Yeah. So tell me, how much is he behind on that? And what is his mortgage payment? That's what we would need to know. And by the way, everybody, why I'm asking her these questions is because this is the information I would need to know to run an analysis to see if it makes sense on a creative deal, right? Seller finance. I mean, whatever you want to call it, creative cat. You got to see if there's a cash on cash return. The calculator I use, which I call the Payneless offer calculator, because it runs through all the different offers you can make a seller. there's subject to analysis, seller financing analysis. The subject to is if there's a mortgage in place. That's the difference, right? And basically you would want to know if it cash flows. And a lot of people, what they do is they're like, okay, well, if it rents for $2,000 and the mortgage is 18, I'm making $200 a month. And I would say, no, that's not necessarily true, because there's, insurance, there's property taxes, HOAs, others. You have other expenses, vacancies, management. So you have to understand that just because it's you can rent it out for a little bit more than the mortgage doesn't mean necessarily you're going to cash flow. You have to take into consideration the other expenses that come with being a landlord. So that's what I mean. Don't have those numbers yet. These are all questions I have asked him during his lunch hour today. He's supposed to get back to me tonight, but he's motivated. Obviously, seems to want to work with me. Perfect. Yeah. So just call him, ask him these questions. Okay. Ask him does he know how much he's behind and how much he has to catch it up? Okay. That's number one. Number two, what is his mortgage payment with PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance? What is the total, right? Not just the mortgage, but like everything, because you want to look and see if it cash flows. That'd be important too. And then the down payment, that doesn't really matter. Like, you don't need to bring in like how much money you would give them up front, or if any at all, because you might not be able to, if to catch it up might be a lot, and you just got to make the numbers make sense. So Lisa, that's what I would do. Let's see. Here it is. I have given him all his options, not of meat on the bone for much else, for anything other than sub 2 or maybe short sale. Yeah. So when you say meat on the bone, I'm assuming, you would have to know how much he owes and, his payment, right? To see if it makes sense. Usually you can make these work. A lot of people want to buy properties on sub 2 now, even though it can be tricky. I've had some bad experiences by buying properties subject to or contract for deed. If you guys want to know about that, go to my YouTube channel, Payneless Nathan Payne. I have a story about how I went to court, unfortunately, when I did a deal. So now I didn't do anything crazy. It's just the seller, I let him stay in the property and he didn't want to leave. So I had to evict him, and then the paperwork looked funky. It was interesting experience. It happened like 3 months into me doing wholesaling. CEO, what up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Yeah, usually not enough. When you wholesale, you usually got to get properties deeply discounted, and usually if something's in foreclosure, you can. I've done wholesale deals that they've been in pre-foreclosure, and they just have enough equity that you can. But most of the time, you just got to catch it up and take it over, or do something creative. Most of the time, if they've owned it for years and years, then it's different. Okay. Do you sub 2? I do it all. Yep. Do it all, Lisa. I've done sub 2, creative, like what do we got? Contract for deed, novation, wholesale, fix and flip, you name it. Done it all. Seen it all. Actually, I haven't seen it all because there's stuff that maybe I haven't seen. I can't say I've seen it all, but yes, I've done sub 2. But anyway, guys, if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I like all that you're saying, Nate, but I don't really want to do all that all by myself. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't know. That's why I have painlessflipping.com. It's a done for you service where we do the hardest parts of wholesaling for you. Kind of like what Lisa's saying. She's going through this scenario where she's like, hey, I'm talking to this guy, but I'd have to structure a deal. That's what we do at painlessflipping.com is we actually take over the negotiations. We take over the hardest parts, because finding a lead, finding a qualified seller, yeah, that's good. That's very important. But being able to take that to the end with all the paperwork and the negotiations and payoffs and all that, that can be overwhelming for a lot of people. So at Painless Flipping, we take care of it. We take care of it for you if you want to partner, or we just give you the roadmap and tell you exactly what you can do. So, if you're part of it, we'd say, hey, this is exactly what I do. This is how I handle the situation. Go ahead and do it. And if you're like, well, I don't want to do that, I don't feel comfortable, I'll be like, okay, we can work on the deal, the lead together, right? We can help you get it under contract and all that stuff. So anyway, Lisa, go ahead and get that information. All right. You got this. All right, everybody. I hope that was helpful. Again, I'll admit I did not handle that first call very well. If you go back and watch it, I feel a little disappointed in myself because I should have handled that better. But hey, you live and learn, and we're coming back next week even stronger. See you guys later. Check out painlessflipping.com if you want this done for you service to help you out and do the hardest parts of wholesaling for you. Later, Lisa. Bye, CEO. Bye, Shati, Sade, and everyone else. See you later. DM me if you need anything.